And I came from Japan just for this show, you believe it or not. Because it's very important for me to see this film and the screen in this cinema. Because one of the most classic cinema exists now in Iran. Okay. And I want to say, this film is from my childhood story. I grew up like this, at least 85% or 90%. And I'm very happy to have a chance to make it. But I made this film 40 years ago, not yesterday or today. Some of you guys are in this world anyway. But yeah. And I wish you like it, yeah. And after that, I want to dedicate this film to one person. Without him, this film will never exist. Majid Niroumand. Majid, I love you.
How can this stage be a stage without Mr. Naderi? We're going to have to... First of all, Mr. Naderi, all my acting, every recognition, awards, and review that was positive about my acting, the credit goes to him. I would not have the talent if it weren't really for him dragging Amiro out of me, really creating that emotion for me. So he not only created Amiro, he changed the direction of my life, and for that I am really grateful. This is really emotionally high level for me because in the late 80s, early 90s, this movie was popular, it was traveling around the world in different film festivals. And shortly after this movie, we created another great feature film, Water in Dust, which is an incredible movie, which was also circulated in different film festivals. At that time, I had escaped Iran. I was a refugee. I couldn't go. I couldn't participate. Now, so many years later, I get this opportunity to be here and travel with the movie and distribute to the US. So it's an incredible feeling for me now that I'm at a different stage. It is really interesting. As Q&A comes up, I explain more. But I relived Amiro in real life after I escaped Iran. He was really escaping, shouting to the ships, the planes, to escape the status quo. That's exactly what I did. I escaped. I went through the struggles in life just like he did. And the funny thing is, at a later age, just like Amiro, when I came for the first time to California, in Orange County, it's been almost 30 years. At a later age, I came across Orange Coast College. That gave me a new life. I started schooling from ground zero at a later age. And I know some of my colleagues from Orange Coast are here. It's been an incredible journey because it gave me a foundation for education, just like I knew it gave me a career. For that, I have my wonderful boss, Dr. Angelica Suarez, who's the president of Orange Coast College. Thank you so much.
And Trevor, thank you. You're a great guy.
Yeah.
You know, and I Googled you and you one of the great celebrities.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. And I said before, you know, this is my life anyway. And but again, I want to mention it. Without Majid, without any exaggeration, this thing is impossible because I'm supposed to shooting this film in my town in South Iran in Abadan, A-B-B-E-E and whatever. And then and we go to this war, big war between Iran and Iraq, and I'm talking about 4 years ago. And then my crews, you know, everybody thinks, you know, that we want to go back to capital, Tehran, we cannot work. I said, no, we should work it. And because me and Majid talked, no, we don't like that. And he said, no, I mean, whatever you do, I'm with you. I said, go ahead, come believe it. It gave me encouragement to do it. And we have started to hold the south of the Iran, 11 small towns. You can't imagine it. And the Persian Gulf, 11. And 1 or 2 towns for airplane and this and Tehran, and then another city close to Tehran. I make a collage about the one memory I have. Because in the first step, I saw it by city building. You know, all the skies were dark, and I said, okay, I'll do a collage because I grew up with the new wave, the French new wave, like Godard and that kind of people, and I love them. And because I love in editing, from Kurosawa-san. I'm teaching Kurosawa, Akira Kurosawa, and Mizuguchi-san, and also the Uzusan in Japan now. And I love that kind of energy of this. Then we go with the 40 people, with the 2 trucks. We always in autobus. You go here, you go there, you go there. So dangerous. And all the film is shooting in the 3 or 4 months, all of them in the dark trucks. We never send it to lab because of war. And after that, I said to all of them, crew, give them one roll of the film. They put the hand out to wind is coming to the box of the film is getting cold. Now they go, yeah, it's very, very, well, again, Majid, thank you very much for reading. You know, that's not yeah, and Majid's family, because the father and mother, they said, and sister, of course, and brother, they said, Mr. Naderi, we know you. What is the middle of the school? If we give you this boy, how about the school? What's happened to the school? I said, don't worry about it. I hired the one teacher, hold the film. You know, hold the 4 or 6 months shooting. You can see his head go up, go down. So everything belongs to this man. Majid, thank you very much. Action.
I just want to bring up that a local magazine, a local publication you might know of called the LA Times called Majid's performance in this film the greatest child performance ever in the film. And I gotta say, I agree with it. I jumped in saying y'all really just covered a lot of my questions. It's just Xing them off as we go here. But let's start here. You two were sitting right next to each other. You have family here. You're sitting around your family, but the two of you sitting right next to each other. How long has it been since you two have seen this film together? I know you've been kind of touring it around with Rialto and all that.
Honestly, I think it's, almost 30 years we lost each other. Okay. We never know where we are or this or that. I tell you, 25 or something. Then we find each other. Then I was supposed to go to Paris. They should hold my career in the Pompidou Center or something. And I don't know when he called me. I don't know when he told me my number. I don't know. I said, Majid, we have 24 hours. I never know what you're doing, how you grew up like that. You can come in with me, and you go to university and talk to people without permission. You come with me. Then we together on people now. That's it.
So, yeah, wow. He called me. I remember it was in the middle of the night. He said, you have a few hours. You got to come to Paris now. So it's funny. I packed the bag, go to the office in the morning. I said, I need a couple of days. Flew to Paris, and since then we have been an incredibly close relationship. And we have been through so much in this movie, and a lot of memories, hard work. Talking about the war, I just want to say how incredibly difficult it was. When you see the scenes where the trains are going, I'm chasing the train with the kids. So that zone was a very dangerous war zone. So in the middle of shooting, they bombed that area. And we got lucky because all of us would have been dead. The bomb landed in mud. So we were pretty close. So I lost my voice for quite a few hours because I was in shock.
Child labor law.
We go for God's sake, we go for 4 months. And every family, everyone around the city, around the capital, and we, where is my kid? Where is my kid? And we escape always down to film city. After film finished, I go to, I'm sorry. Day number 4, I put everything in the board. I said, okay, 1, 2, 3. Nobody from today talk with this young man. Nothing. If the car, accident with him, I'm responsible. Nobody talk. Every shot is finished. I put them in the car, and the door is closed. Or I put them in the too far from the car, and he's loading, and make them hungry. And make them hungry between them and them. Between him and them. They're hungry, but they're not and action talking. No, they explain in the distance what they plan. That is the decision. Because you work with the kids. You cannot sit there and say, oh, you know what, we should do this, we do that. No. Forget that. You should make the actors. You should make the kids believe you. Believe is important work with the kids. Yes. Hey, any filmmaker here, I tell you now. And this film, not just because of my film. This film and my cameraman, my crew in the run, not so many people like it. They say, where is the story? Where is his father? Where is his mother? What did he do? Oh my God. Now they respect about it, but you never late.
It's a highly influential film, and you kind of just touched on both of these points that I wrote down, but there's been entire filmmakers who have made made their careers, let's say, for Guillermo del Toro, this kind of surrealism of seeing a movie through a child's eyes and escaping, literally, like in Pan's Labyrinth, the Spanish Civil War type situation. You kind of approach it from a less sentimental, more realistic, more realism-based kind of genre. How do you balance those things of being able to, well, and then on top of that, directing a child to be able to capture that realism?
Trevor, before this film, I'm very famous in a spectacular movie to make it in my country. You know, I give so much money, for example, $50,000 or something like that. Then one day I wondered to myself, I go drinking in the street and I screaming and cry. I said, Andy, what do you want to do? Is it your way? Is it life you have it? Because I never see my father, I never was my father. I know my mother was very young, and I grew up in the street. The school is late, everything. One day I want to do something. And I said, no, this is not my way. I go to this institution, what is it, the kids, they make the movie in here. I said, I want to make a movie. Okay. They give me, for example, $4,000. But permission and any negative I want. No any control.
What was it like working with director Amir Naderi?
Well, I don't want to know.
Incredibly difficult. I say this.
Don't say I'm good. I want to say explain.
He will not compromise anything unless he gets exactly what needs to happen in the movie. And it has to feel right. It has to be the exact, every look for that particular scene. The conditions were really harsh, very difficult, had a hard time. We were gone on the road for 6 months. We had a pause because we had to get permission to film the very last scene at the Tehran International Airport. So just blocked the international airport, so we needed a little bit of time. But I tell you this, I was so moved and learned so much because really, and I'm not saying because he's here and he is incredible genius, that when he came, I was actually trying to do a different movie. When he called me, he said, we're gonna do Water, Wind, Dust together. It was a dream come true.
I sent it to you, that good movie.
I dropped everything.
Oh, you did?
I've seen it. It's 80 minutes long. We love an 80-minute movie.
So I tell you what my experience was. I dropped everything to do the second movie again. It was unreal.
2 universal filmmaking rules: don't work with animals and don't work with children. But you did an incredible job with all of the children in the film, by the way. I mean, all of the performances are great. But I want to move on to just talking about a specific set piece that almost plays like an action set piece: the foot chase with the ice. That scene is incredible. Do you have any memories of shooting that specific sequence? I'm assuming it was over the course of a few days. I mean, the one with along the highway.
Yeah. The one that
It's quite extended. It goes on for a while.
You're not talking about the ice and the flames?
No, not the end. Not the end. The end is obviously amazing.
It was over quite a few days.
Yeah.
I actually remember really well. It was actually a very tough one to do because when you see me running for like 100 meters or whatever, know that he has already made me run for 5 miles just to be tired and
Trevor, this is not that ice. We did the 2 ice like this because he's running and get like this, and again got this.
He's not doing Clint Eastwood one take here, folks. He's doing multiple takes.
Yeah, so absolutely, it was an incredible scene, and it's interesting because every time I see this movie, even now, I've seen it so many times, but every time I watch the movie, I see something new that I hadn't seen before, or I find some new meaning of some scenes that they meant something different to me at the time when I was younger. Now that I'm at a different stage and a little bit older, the ice means something else. The screaming to the ships, it's a really a movie that can mean different things during different stages of life. And that ice scene and really throwing it to his dream of escape, of his status quo is.
So many.
I want to say something about the end. And I have a very big problem with the aeroplane in this film. Because you should go permission. What? Nobody give you an aeroplane. Okay, for first aeroplane, I said one day you go to runway from here to here, and I get a friend with that pilot and this and that. 1 month, cut. He get fired. I don't want to talk about that.
We won't talk about that.
Okay, and then we have one scene Because I wanted anything moved around him, we show it. Bicycle, car, truck, this, that, everything, tram, to he get, encourage and, be like that. And I want to be, okay, it's one bicycle we have it, the car we have it. And then, there's it's one aeroplane, Cessna 2, Cessna 3 actually, we have it. Then, I wanted for that scene, before he go into school, I wanted he see something like UFO, because in my country, in the airport, they said they saw UFO one time. Yeah. Then I go to borrow the one helicopter from government. I said, just I want to do it this one shot. Come on. Okay, helicopter was working 3 days. I helicopter get crashed. And I get my stuff and put it in my assistant going to, lab. Cut. The end one, end. We go to government, hello, how are you? Oh, Mr. Naderi, we love you, this, that, harmonica movie. I said, if you love me, give me an aeroplane. I said, what kind of aeroplane? I said, I want to go to end of the runway, and aeroplanes coming in the same shot. Because the telephoto 600 at that time, the 600, and added something, I think Tara know that added, something make it 1,200 millimeter, and no move, very well. And I wanted aeroplane exactly like his life, coming like the that's coming from air or something, coming up an airplane like this, and he's coming up, okay? Okay. And who did the shooting 6 months or 5 months or something, every time I said to Majid, I want you rehearsing how you can do fast ABC, Iranian alphabet. I'm sorry to say ABC, Iranian alphabet. Majid every day around the set to do it, and he do it. In the last shot, 4 seconds, he did it, and 3 seconds before aeroplane passed him. In the one shot, I love that. Yeah. And one thing is important, I did it 17 days that shot. Because I said always, I said, oh, no, I go to, talk to that guy, we did this. No, aeroplane, little bit this. He said, Mr. Naderi, we should go to Frankfurt and come back. Next week. But I never give up. I never give up until finally I did it. And again, thanks to Majid. Yeah, of course.
How close did that plane feel?
Oh, a lot of the scenes, that one, naturally, the plane was far, the very last scene. But you see when I stole the ice, they stole it and I got it back. Actually, that Cessna, that plane was just a couple of feet away from me. And it was just a real scary moment. Yeah, there's a lot of close calls in this movie in a pre-CGI world. Definitely.
About the ice in the water, ice in the fire. Yeah. Okay, no ice. Because war is, the city closed. I go to city, I find that factory is closed. We make it on, we make it happen, and he make the ice and with the truck. I bring the ice into that place, because we bring the ice, gone, melting. You cannot, use it or keep it in there. I think maybe 70, 75, the piece of the ice, we did it for that scene. Because we put the camera there, and ice is gone. And then we cannot, make it close in that factory. Now the war happened, this factory gone and gone and gone. Make the ice the whole city and water and everywhere. And for the fire, we don't have a fire, just the gas. I make it fire, and this fire never get stopped in my country until it got cut.
I just assumed it was salt or something. I didn't know it was real ice in the last scene.
And actually, the very first scene we had, my legs were burning really bad. So then I had to borrow a jacket, and you see some of the shots that are not full length. It's because I have all my legs wrapped. It was actually pretty incredibly hot.
This is real filmmaking, absolutely. Like William Friedkin, French Connection type of filmmaking.
I mentioned to Trevor, I wrote a script because this is like diary, like collage diary from the way I grew up in the South. And I never hold it, for example, 100-page script together, but I have 300 notes. I know they have a time, I have a this, I have a that, and because I'm film editor, professional, I know any shot want to go where. Actually, in this film, I never edited. My mentor, Mr. Beyzai, one of the great filmmakers in Iran, he did it Bashu. He helped me for that. but other film always I edited. No, this collage writing better, not A, B, C, D, this and that. Because, okay, you write something, one scene, then you go there and something happened, things happen, you should change it. That's the reason in the editing, I ignore how the hair is go up or down, or is grow up or not, is a small person. Everything about feeling, not logic. I did it, but no choice. If not, I cannot communicate with this young man. I think I did this film exactly 39 years ago, if I'm not wrong. Because 83 we started to do it, and 84, beginning of 84 is finished. Then we send it to Cannes Film Festival. They like the film, but we never can send it. We send it, the VHS. Then we cannot send it in a copy because of war. Aeroplane is all the airport is closed. Let's say the man sitting here now, 76 years old. You can imagine it.
I had the exact same.
You happy? You happy? It's okay for you? Cut. Next.
I had the exact same thought. If you have not seen his Criterion Closet, does everyone here know about the Criterion Closet videos? It's where they let filmmakers go into the Criterion Closet to check out Blu-rays off the Criterion. If you have not seen his Criterion Closet, it is fantastic, and you have to check it out. It is amazing. But that was my first thought when you walked in. I was like, this movie was made 40 years ago. How young were you when you made this movie?
It's a very good question. In this kind of movie, its logic doesn't work. Emotion, from heart to heart, not from brain to brain. There is nothing to do with the heart, because have a logic. And trust. Trust is important in this kind of movie. You can, in the heart situation, bring them in, he believe you and joke with the situation, and because he know I'm back of him, and we're doing something. I never know what we're doing now at that time. Just I want to finish this film in the way I want it. Because I know this the one time all my life I have a chance to do it, and I did it. And better in shooting, you never think about it. I made the 2 films with Ramin in America. We never talk about what I want to do. He just trusts me, I trust him, he says I will do it. And if you think about it, what you want to do, with logic, heart is going out from the film. Believe me. Heart is make the movie. Heart is make the color. Because, for example, you put the camera here, sunset, light is here, action in here. You have just 1 minute to do something. Environment you create from the 2 hours ago to make it that shot has happened, not use an action cut. It's very important. As a result, emotion. This is your answer. If you see my closing, Criterion piece, I said something in there. I'm 6 years old, I work in cinema. You guys leaving, and then I clean it, between the chairs and everything, this, that. And I went to a school like that, 9 years old. I never know what's in school. I go to a street, I see the people not there, my kids. I said, where is them? They said they're in school. When I go there, then because I have experience about life, not the school, And then from age of 15, I know I want to be a filmmaker, you believe it or not. And I did my first film, I did it almost 21 years old, feature, right? No joke. Because I'm crazy about Stanley Kubrick at that time, because he's a photographer also. He's doing the movie, because he's experienced with the photography. I said to my friends, I want to go to see the Stanley Kubrick for the first show, first day, get the first ticket in London, 1968, then 68, something like May 28 or something like that. I go there, I get the ticket and come back. If I get it, everybody should give me $10. Okay. I sell all of them my life, except I have one camera, the Rolleiflex. Ramin, is okay? Rolleiflex, no? That kind of camera. Yeah, Rolleiflex. And then I go to London 16 days. Anyway, finally I get the first ticket, from Mr. Kubrick. That's no longer story. I know when to make movie. I know it. But one thing you should know about it. The time, Trevor, I made this movie. If you're checking what's happening in cinema in my country, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh. Some of the great directors, not more than 5 or 6 maybe. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But cinema in my country at that time, like Asian cinema or Indian cinema, blah, 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 like that. We, couple of people, we get together like new wave to change it. I'm one of them, leader person, not just me. We did 10 people, we are almost at that time. It's very important film at that time. That's the reason films came out, man. So much insult. Where is their story? Where is their story? I said, this story is dead. They wanted, conversation, blah, 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 blah. But new generation, I love them. They accept it.
Yeah, they did say that about the French New Wave. Yeah, I do want to say that this film, I want to make it clear that I was saying this film is very influential for the reasons we've all been talking about today, but I don't mean on New Wave Iranian cinema, I mean on world cinema. I mean, like, I when I watched this film, it truly did remind me of Truffaut's Foreign films. Chaplin.
Yes. That's the reason I'm going to get to this film.
Yeah. Last night we played a Harold Lloyd film, Saved and Last.
Yeah.
We'll get to Chaplin.
Chaplin and Tarzan. After that, I'm Johnny Wilson.
And watch Director Naderi's Criterion collection. You have to watch it. Him in the Closet is incredible. And then please go home. Is it 1989? Is the next film? Was it Windwater West?
No, 1985, a year after.
Exactly the year after.
It was 1 year
1 year
after.
after.
Oh,
8
wow.
months. 6 months after this.
Whoa, okay. So you got those both very quickly out.
Yeah.
Awesome. Watch that. Go home and watch that. Like I said, 79, 80 minutes. It's absolutely great. Last question. What is the last great film you watched?
You're talking with me.
Both of you.
Searchers. John Ford Searchers.
But was that your first time seeing The Searchers?
You said last movie, I like it today.
Perfect. I love it. John Wayne. Go watch the John Ford, John Wayne film, The Searchers, of course, if you haven't seen it.
No. The last movie now, I saw you.
Your
question is different. Honest with you, Turin Horse.
Turin Horse?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because Ramin buy it for me. Turin Horse, $23. I should give him money. I came out from my country maybe 38 years ago or something, exactly after this film, what Waterman does. Okay, so far I made 6 movies in New York, cut. I did 1 movie in LA, cut. I did 1 movie in Japan, cut. I did 1 movie in Italy, cut. My last movie now about the Ernest Hemingway book, the Old Man and Sea. Yes, and you can see why. Yeah. I'm working on it now. Yes, sir.
And what was the last great film you saw?
The Runner, just now.
Woo! Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Well, good night, everybody. Once again, thank you to my 2 amazing guests for coming out today.
That's fine.
Have a great night, everybody.
I can't believe it. I love everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Merci.
I'll take it off, so.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Majid, come on. Oh, really? Thank you. Oh, really? Hey, yo! Thank you, coming. Thank you to everybody, really. And thank you, Trevor.
Majid.
Okay, give the camera to him, and you come with me. Okay. Oh, yeah. You're not fair. Not fair. Action. Man should do it.
He's doing it.
Hey, Amadei.
Look at me here. Sorry, nobody getting.
This one. Okay, next one. Nice to see you here on here. To cinema. Cinema Frida. Cinema. Come on, come on. Come on, Annie. Come on, Annie. Come on, Annie. Oh, good. Okay. Okay. You come on. After here, after that, you, okay. One more step.